Arc Swift, and welcome to our first of our celebration assemblies during our lockdown number 3. I think we're on, Mrs. Killian.
Number 3. Good morning, everybody. Lovely to have seen some of you yesterday during our daily meetings.
And what we're going to be asking your teachers to do is, during the time that you're doing your learning at home, for them to be sending us in examples of fantastic work or comments where people have been really trying to keep going with their learning at home, because we appreciate how difficult that is during lockdown. And we've seen some really wonderful examples of children using Seesaw, using their Teams calls this week. So really big well done to so many children in the Arc Swift community this week. So let's begin with our pieces of work for this week. So the first person that I have got is Salwa in nursery. And Mrs. Prince has said that Salwa has been trying hard to complete all work and has been doing some amazing counting. Now, it's always going to be slightly difficult to see on the screen, but hopefully you can see that. There's some wonderful counting and shape work that Salwa has been doing at home and sending in to Mrs. Prince. And I must just say, Mrs. Killian and I have got some clever camera work going on here. We are maintaining our social distancing. We are keeping apart from each other, and we're employing the same technique as I think they are on EastEnders, where they are making it look closer than we really are.
That is correct. So on to our star of the week for reception. And our star of the week this week is Ralph. And I've got a lovely photo to show you in just a moment. And Miss Densal has said that Ralph has been completing all of his work at home with Mum, which is really lovely to see. That he's done a fantastic earth made out of paper mache. And even though they couldn't find flour, which they were needing to use to make the paper mache, they were really resourceful and found another way. So they didn't give up on their learning, they carried on. And what I love about this picture is not only can we see Ralph working really hard on his paper mache earth, but also feeling inspired by Woody from Toy Story. So Ralph, that's a lovely picture, and thank you so much for sharing all the other work on Seesaw, which I've seen this week.
And moving on to year 1. And in year 1, the star of the week this week is Anjali. She has also worked really hard in all of her home learning, especially in English this week. She's written a diary entry and she's used lots of different characteristics of a diary. And we have, again, a fantastic picture. You won't be able to see all of the text there, but you can see the amount that Anjali has written, also the quality of her handwriting, and some really good features, some past tense, some super punctuation, some great time connectives, really good ways of being able to write a diary entry. So Anjali, very well done to you.
And I think what's really impressive about that is the amount of work that Anjali has completed on the piece of paper. She's showed the same level of care and put the same amount of work in as she would do if she were in school. So that's really lovely to see.
Excellent.
On to year 2, I've got 2 stars of the week this week from Mr. Knight. So our first one goes to Massimo for his consistent and top quality work in all subjects. And I've got a great photo here of his maths work that he's been completing in his exercise book. So well done to Massimo. And Zara, so in year 2, they were asked to write an acrostic poem, and Zara has done that here with a beautifully presented poem about the earth. She's also done very well in her PE, which I'm sure Mr. Blair will be very excited about. So well done, Massimo and Zara in year 2.
And moving on to year 3, we have Krishan in year 3. And Miss Sadowitz has said that Krishan has submitted work for every single one of his lessons, which is really impressive given how much learning you've been doing at home. And he's attended all of his team's meetings. And Miss Sadowitz says that she could have picked any piece of work that Krishan has completed this week. However, she's gone for a piece of science, and this is where Krishan has been thinking about sources of light, whether they would be man-made or whether they would be natural. So, for example, in the piece that we've got printed out, under man-made, we have, for example, a light bulb. Under natural, we would have the sun or a log fire, for example. So some really great knowledge that Krishan has shown in his science.
Well done. On to year 4. So our star of the week for year 4 is Matas. And Mr. Vallet has told us that, Matas, you have been comprehensively engaging in all areas of your online learning and being present in all our daily meetings. So well done you, Matas. I've seen some of your work on Seesaw, and you are working incredibly hard. And here is an example of Matas' maths work. where he's answered, followed the instructions, answered all the work, and done what we would expect, as we would expect him to be completing, as if he were in school. So well done, Mattas.
In year 5, Bess has been selected this week because she's worked continuously hard every single day and really shown great enjoyment in her tasks and home learning. And I must say, looking on Seesaw, Bess has posted a huge amount of work this week. She's been really engaged. Miss Naeem was talking about a fantastic message in a bottle that Bess has created, and we may get to see that in next week's celebration assembly. So well done, Bess.
So our star of the week from year 6 in Bristol goes to Kuri. Mr. Faniak has been extremely impressed, Kuri, with your excellent work, your attitude to home learning and your dedication right from the word go. So well done, Kuri. Really impressed with you. Keep it up.
And finally, last but not least, we have Faris D in Year 6 Sheffield. Miss Joanna has selected Faris for his maturity in completing all of his Seesaw work and the fact that he has become so accustomed to working at home. So that's great that, Faris, you're being independent and working so hard in your learning at home. And just it's worth reminding that don't forget to attend your daily Teams calls. Mrs. Killian and I attended lots of your Teams calls this morning. It was really good to see so many of you. But please remember to come to those every single day. They're not optional. We expect to see every single person there every day so we can check in with you. We saw some great things. There was a daily quiz. There was Spot the Difference. There was class riddles. Discussion. Lots of really good things going on in your daily catch-up. So do make sure that you check in with your teachers at that point every single day. Keep up the good work. Can't wait to see what we receive next week in our celebration assembly. And don't forget, school is open every single day. You can call us, you can email us if you need any help or any support. And don't forget to pass that same message on to your parents as well. Have a lovely weekend and stay safe and stay well. And we look forward to next week's celebration assembly. Bye, everyone.
Bye.